Hey engineering design kids, this is your virtual field trip to the hardware store. Not as cool as being here, but we are here nonetheless in Fastener Row, as it were. Hillman is the supplier. That's the company that comes in and supplies or maintains inventory on behalf of the hardware store for all these fasteners. And I noticed when I walked in a chart on the wall here that's a pretty handy ID chart. This says thread the bolt into the thread checker below. Bolt should thread freely with little or no pressure. Measure length of bolt using rulers on sides. So we've got all these internal threads here to determine bolts, and we've got external threads here to determine nuts. So let's just test it out here. We'll go into the 3/8 16 bin. These are stainless. 3/8 inch is the diameter. 16 is the threads per inch. Here's our 3/8 16 right here. Should thread on freely. And it does. So if we brought a nut in that we didn't know what it was, this is the purpose of the chart. You understand the internal threads as well, but knowing that difference, internal versus external threading, we've got standard and metric on that board. Pretty sweet. I really want one of those boards. Looking down the aisles here, organization wise, this is a stainless center. So we find metal screws, which are coarse thread for fiberglass or wood application. These are number 8s. We can also find number 8s in a machine screw, which is a fine thread that would have a fastener that would go onto it. Focus. And there's two primary threads there. There's a number 8 32 thread per inch, and there's a number 8 20. I'm sorry, there is not. Nope, it's just 8 32. In the number 10s, there's a 10 24. Which is similar. So this would be a pan head Phillips style fastener, which is inferior of course, but nonetheless. And we can find out all that information right here. Pan head Phillips. Number 10 is the diameter by 24 threads per inch, 3/4 inch length from the base of the head to the tip. They're 20 cents each. We'll put it back in the right bin. Going down the line a little further, standard steel. These are just mild steel or carbon steel with a zinc plating. We get into a little bit more specialized fasteners. These are these fasteners, still a number 8, but it's an 18 thread per inch. So a more aggressive thread for wood or fiberglass or sheet metal. These have the self-cutting tip on them. There is a tapper tip that drills the right size hole for the threads to grab on thinner gauge metals like sheet metals. Lag bolts and lag screws, again large application, tying wood into some structural wood members like onto a deck. I actually brought a valve part down here and found out what hole size these are, and we'll let everybody else figure that out in class as part of a little lesson here. Flipping over to the other side, I noticed these sticking out. These are odd color. This is a black oxide finish on here, so it is a plating process, but it would be used like internal engine applications are a lot of times black oxide finished. Just a different finish. Bunch of specialized fasteners, tooth block washers, which we saw a little bit of. These castellated nuts, I saw these right here, hex slotted nuts. So this would be where we have to lock the nut in place with a pin of some kind, cotter pin. And just going through notation, 1/4 inch, which we're familiar with now, or should be 1/4 inch 20 thread per inch, and that doesn't even say it there, but I could determine it over here. 1/4 20. And I was correct that there should be two sizes or thread pitches from all the way from number 6 on down. So 632, 832. Oh, I was wrong there. They only have 32 threads per inch for number 6 and number 8. But when we go to number 10 size, we have 1024 and 1032. So there is a coarse thread and a fine thread version of those bolts. And then as we go down the line, 1/4 20, there's also a 1/4 28. So if we look in a standard bolt, Let's see if we can find fine thread in here. They might be specialized. They might be up in the trays.
So how much of this would you need? Like, show me how much.
Not seeing it. Stainless steel. Let's look up here for fine thread. Socket head cap screws. Threaded rod, metric, metric, metric. Toothed. Not seeing it anywhere. Might have to ask Bobby, our friendly Ace is the helpful place guy. Bobby, where's all your fine thread stuff?
He doesn't know.
Huh?
Like what size hardware?
1/4 inch, 1/4 28.
Okay.
I need bolts.
The only way I'm gonna have it is gonna be in stainless or stove bolts.
Okay, so you do have 1/4 28.
Stove bolts gonna be over here somewhere.
So this is 1/4 inch diameter, 28 thread per inch by 2.
Round machine screws and nuts.
1/4 inch diameter, 20 thread per inch by 2. These two next to each other, if you look at the thread pitches, are different. Coarse on the left, fine on the right. Same diameter, same bolt other than the thread pitch. How often do you have people come in here who ask for a bolt?
150 times a day.
And what's your process of delineating? All right, so how do you break it down from there?
So the first thing we'll do is we'll size the threads on the bolt.
If they have one here.
Yeah, if they have an example, we will size the threads. Otherwise, we take educated guesses, distinguishing between close sizes between metric and standard.
Okay, so knowing what it came off of.
Yes, you have to kind of have a general idea if it's if it was foreign made.
Yep.
So that's going to typically fall under the metric category, or if it's American made, a lot of times sticks with the standard imperial metrics or measuring system.
And then you've got some tools here, like you've got the thread indicator down here, this thing on the wall, and anything else you guys just use the
Yep, we use these guys right here.
same gauge we have, or
Yep.
very similar.
And then we definitely follow the ruler.
for length and diameter. Okay, cool.